Welcome to episode 1 of Cook and Chat with me, while basically you watch me cook dinner while I chat about just life in general. I don't know why this concept came to mind, but I feel like I am supposed to do it, so let's see how it goes. Tonight I made a spinach turmeric rice with a trout and covered in a creamy garlic buttery lemon sauce. Usually this recipe is for salmon, but salmon can be expensive and trout is a good alternative to salmon if you didn't know. So we went the trout route. I'm not going to go in full detail of everything I did during the food. I will put in the description below basically what I used for the salmon and for the rice. So if you want to check it out, there you go. Today, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about too much because I'm not going to lie. You know what? I do know what I'm going to talk about. Being a parent. And being a parent isn't easy. I love my children to death, but it is not an easy job by far. I remember always saying, well, it is true. I grew up, I didn't desire marriage and children, and I'm living a life of marriage and children. And it is hard, especially this postpartum season. I am struggling than I did with my firstborn. With my firstborn, it was easier to bounce back health wise, mentally wise, weight wise, everything wise. It was just like, okay, I had a baby and that was that. But then I remember 4 months in postpartum with my first, it started to get hard for me. And I think it was more so just realizing the lack of support that I had. We were in a new neighborhood. Most of my friends were gone or did not live near me. My family doesn't live in the state. His family didn't live in the state. So it was just really, really hard to kind of wrap my mind around this beautiful baby that God gifted me with. But over time, it became easier the older he got. And he was a clingy baby. Oh my gosh, he was a clingy baby. And I just didn't know what to do with him at times. He wouldn't sleep without me. He wouldn't take a bottle. So he would just nurse right there and then. And I just remember, is this what it's like having a baby? Someone who cries a lot and I can't go anywhere without him and all this other stuff. But reality is that was just who he is. He's a toddler now and he doesn't need me to be around. So it's funny how they turn out. I remember someone telling me that the clingiest babies, when they become newborns, they're free. They're this. You've given them the love and the support and their safety. And he does not need me around. He is so friendly. He loves people. He loves playing with people. He loves doing things with his big brother and his dad and all the things, He still loves, being with me as well and depending on me, but he could care less at the same time. So with my second pregnancy, it wasn't necessarily planned. Over time, I think we've kind of decided that we were done and just be a family of 4. But God had other plans and I became pregnant with, this final baby of ours. And it was unreal. I stared at that pregnancy test for the longest. When I say the longest, I looked at it and I stared and I stared. I bust out in tears. I called my mom and I was on the phone crying and she was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Mommy, I'm pregnant." And she was just so excited. And I'm like, girl, that is not what I called you for. Like, this is not the reaction that I wanted. And I was petrified. I was petrified to tell my husband that we were expecting another baby because for those who don't know, I do have a bonus baby at our oldest. And it was a lot going on with that situation. And, financially, my husband is the one that takes care of the household while I hold down the home and, the kids. So that would have been another, I don't want to call my baby a burden, but it would have been another burden. And we were just, yeah. I just remember him coming home and I was just like, hey, how's your day? My day wasn't that great. Found out I was pregnant and started crying again. And literally, I don't remember having any joy throughout the pregnancy. And I just kind of trucked along and it was really hard on my body. I gained so much weight. With my first, I only gained about 15 pounds. With this one, I doubled that. I gained 30 pounds and I felt it. I felt it in my back and my pelvis. Walking, going up and down the stairs and having to take care of a fresh toddler that was one. It was a lot. One, and learning and, starting to learn how to be defiant and all this other thing. So I was just like, I don't think I am capable of doing this. I don't think I'm capable of mothering the way you see fit for me to mother, Lord. Like, it was a struggle. And I remember after I pushed him out, I just remember asking if he was okay. Like, it seemed like nothing else in the world mattered at that moment. I was just like, is this baby boy okay? Because God clearly wanted you here. So I'm going to do my darndest to be there for you. And when we left the hospital, I remember there was one night I was feeding him. My oldest was in his room sleeping. My husband was sleeping. And I was just staring at him. And he was opening and closing his eyes because he's a newborn. They don't stay awake that long. And I was just looking at him, and I was just crying. Because I didn't know how. I didn't understand what was going to happen with this baby. I saw the stress that my husband carried for the family, for his battles with our oldest, and just doing all the amazing things that he can do for this family. But then I was home, and I'm home all the time with my babies. And I remember never really having a break with my husband, never having a break with my friends really. And just the 2 years that I had been a 24/7 parent in a sense. And I'm not complaining about that because at the end of the day, he's my child. I am responsible for him. But as the days and the months and the years go by, I see the importance of having a village that help you basically raise the child. And when I realized that in the 2 years, I had not spent a night away from my child, which is okay, it's a blessing. But I was like, dang, I'm about to do another 2 years. So is that going to be 4 years without a break? That's wild. And so it's been hard on me mentally. And I'm 6 months postpartum now. And it's hard. Like, I'm looking at myself in this video right now and I see my body and I just don't recognize myself. But I'm working towards my mental health right now. I'm working towards my body's health right now. And I'm doing so much better with trying to find joy, trying to find happiness, understanding who God truly created me to be, in the sense of mothering, in the sense of being a wife, in the sense of just being myself, like the daughter that He created. Like, God, what is it that you put me on this earth to do for me? And how can I help my family? I love my family down. And is there days that they drive me absolutely crazy? Yes. Are they days that I go to sleep crying and just overwhelmed? Yes. But these days I am looking to the Lord for everything, and I'm getting through. So I hope you were able to find something in this and enjoyed me cooking and chatting with you all. Don't forget to subscribe, and like this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.